Standing before the All Parkway Church. I want to thank Brother Easton for inviting me to come to be with you all and to fellowship with you all. I'm going to be strong, I'm not going to be long, but I'm going to put it in and get you out. Sometimes you have to say a lot, but just say what you got to say and sit down. Sort of remind me of the man that got ready to perform it through his speech. His wife sent him a note. She put KISS on there, and he just smiling at the storms. And man, my wife sitting there kissing. And next thing you know, she says, "Well, that wasn't a kiss, honey. That was trying to keep it simple, stupid." But anyway, I just like to thank all of you for being here. We enjoyed the lesson this morning. But before that, let's sing a couple of verses of Psalm number 646. And then the lesson will be yours. Number 646. We'll sing the first and the last verse. I once was lost in sin, but Jesus took me in, and then the Lord from heaven filled my soul. It made my heart in love and wrote my name above. Now just a little talk with Jesus makes me whole. Now let us have a little talk with Jesus, and let us tell him all about our trouble. He will hear our faintest cry, answer by and by. He'll give a little prayer for yearning, as your heart to heaven is turning. You will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. I may have doubts and fears, my eyes be filled with tears, but Jesus is a friend who watches day and night. I go to him in prayer, he knows my every care, and just a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Now let us have a little talk with Jesus, and let us tell him all about our trouble. He will hear our faintest cry, and he will answer by and by. Now when you get a little prayer for yearning, as your heart to heaven is turning, you will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. It was read in hearing this morning, Matthew chapter 16, verses 24 through 26. And it reads, Then said Jesus unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profit if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall he give in exchange for his soul? In this text, we find the first few verses where the Pharisees and them get together to test Jesus. Also in this text, we find when Jesus was with his disciples, he began to ask them a question. What do men say, or whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? They said, some say that thou art Jeremiah, Elijah, or one of the prophets. Then they looked again and he said, well, who do you say that I am? Simon Peter answered so eloquently. He said, thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. But then after he got down to this point, where he had asked them, if any man want to be my disciple, he's going to have to deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. We all are committed to a lot of things. Some of us are committed to our husbands, our wives, or our jobs, but when it comes down to serving God, we need to recommit ourselves. We need to find out, is it Him we're going to serve, or is it somebody else? In hope, it is the hope of all of us to one day to make it into heaven. Am I correct? Anybody don't want to go to heaven? I want to go to heaven. If you don't want to go to heaven, let me talk to you after service. We'll convince you that you want to go to heaven. We need to make a commitment as to who we're going to serve. And who will get all of our attention. Now, sometimes when the baby cries, that baby wants your attention. In the Christian world, Jesus wants all of our attention. I want to use for a subject this morning, no cross, no crown. No cross, no crown. We sing the song, I shall wear a crown when the trumpet sounds. But if you haven't been faithful to the cause of Christ, if you haven't been a faithful disciple, then you won't wear a crown. The Bible tells us, wide is the gate, narrow is the way. See, you got to choose which road you're going to walk on. You got to choose which direction you're going to go. But if you're going to be His disciple, Jesus said you're going to have to deny yourself. See, we have a lot of people that are selfish, and they don't want to deny themselves. See, you can't let it be all about you and be a disciple of Christ. You can't let it be about you and don't want to follow Christ, because it doesn't work that way. He said, if any man wants to be His disciple, he's going to deny himself. And see, in the midst of denying yourself, I need to give you information that when you be a disciple, it's not all that easy. Yeah. It's not all roses. It's not all what it cut out to be. There's going to be some pain, some suffering. You're going to go through some things that you're going to say, well, why did I choose this? Why? Because there's some benefits in being a disciple. Let's look at the situations that you go through when you become a disciple. First of all, people talk about you. They call you a goody two-shoe. They'll call you a Jesus freak. They'll call you that Church of Christ person always go to church. But let me tell you, that's all right. I don't mind being called a Jesus freak when I'm following Jesus. I don't mind being called a person that goes to King Terrace or the Fall Creek, because I'm following Jesus. I'm denying myself to do His work. I'm denying myself to help further His cause. See, the Bible tells us in the book of 2 Peter, if any man be persecuted, let him be persecuted because he is a Christian. If you're going through some problems, be happy that you're going through the problems. Because the disciples went through the same problems. May not be the same that we have now, but yes, they went through problems. Jesus told us that I'm going to send you out as wolves, as sheep rather, in amongst all these wolves. And they're not going to accept you. They're going to treat you bad. They're going to beat you down because you are my disciple. Guess what, church? When people know that you're a child of God, they're going to beat you down. How they beat you down? They say, well, why do you go to church all the time? Why do you serve God all the time? Why do you go to church every Sunday? Can't you just stay at home and worship Brother Pillows and Sister Sheets? But if you're going to be his disciple, you're going to have to deny yourself. And that denial is a daily denial. Not only that, but being a disciple for Christ, that means you have to give up some personal comforts. Some of us live in a comfort zone. If it ain't comfortable, I don't want nothing to do with it. We all will experience some trials and some tribulations, but if we just realize that comfort zone that we're in is not where Christ wants us to be. Because he suffered, the disciples suffered. They didn't live in a comfort zone. Listen to what Jesus said. He said, the birds of the air have their resting places, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. What are you saying, brother? If you're going to be a disciple and you're going to follow Christ, you're going to give up some of your comfort zone. There's going to be some times that you're going to have to go in places and talk to people that you may not want to talk to, but if you're going to be a disciple, deny yourself and take it to cross, you're going to have to go out there and bring them in. The problem is, some of us don't want to do the work to be the disciple. When they were having a feast and Jesus, the bride, the man in charge of the thing, he sent out an invitation. Everybody had made excuses. See, as a disciple, you can't make excuses. One man said, I got to go bury somebody. Somebody else said, they got to, well, after that, all these invitations that went out, Jesus said, here, go out to the highways, byways, and compel them to come. Bring them into this feast, because I sent up the invitation and everybody else made excuses. Why? Because they were afraid to deny themselves. Then, not only do you have to give up personal comfort, you got to give up some personal relationships. I'm going to say that again. You got to give up some personal relationships. Some of us still want to hold on to the people that we had back in 1963, if they still living. And some of us still want to hold on to people that we hang out with back in the day. We want to hang out with them, party with them, do whatever they want to do because we don't want to give up that relationship. Well, you need to give up that relationship and get a relationship with the man that can help you deal with all your problems. Jesus said, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. Jesus said, if you will love me, matter of fact, he even further, he said, if you're going to be my disciple, you can't love mother, you can't love father, you can't love sister, you can't love brother better than you love me. And sometimes we love people that we used to know. Why you want to be a used to be instead of just to be a be? Why you want to be a past tense instead of present tense? Why you want to live in the past, not in the future? The future is if you follow Christ, if you lay down that cross and say, Lord, here am I. I'm ready to do what you want me to do, but I've got to give up myself. Some of us can't give up ourselves when it comes to being a follower of Christ. We want to follow somebody else. You ever heard your parents, those who are parents, say, now son, daughter, don't you be out there being a follower. You got to be a leader. Okay, leaders are good. But sometimes people lead some people in the wrong direction. You want some spiritual leaders to lead you in the right direction. That's why it's important for each of us as children of God, when we deny ourselves and follow Christ, we're going to follow the right example. See, I give you some examples. Matthew, the tax collector, sitting down, and after Jesus had said that talked to the Pharisees, said, you know, you guys sit up here and you in public doing all this public prayer, but right here, this is a sinner right here. And all he does is go to his quiet place, he prays to God, and asks God to forgive him. And then Jesus said to him, follow me. Matthew didn't just stay there and keep on collecting taxes. He left. I've always wondered as I read that story, well, who took Matthew's place? You know, it was in this day and time when there was a tax collector left some money. There'd be a lot of people in your neighborhood that didn't go over that money, trying to steal that money. But anyway, Matthew left. Then he got down to Peter. Peter was a fisherman. He was out there fishing. Jesus went up to him and said, look, cast your net over on the right-hand side. He said, man, I've been here all day catching, and I haven't caught anything. Jesus said, cast your net over. Well, Peter cast his net over, and then after that, some fish came up. And then Jesus said, look, no longer will you have to catch fish. I will make a fisher of me. Denying yourself requires you to do some more discipling. See, because we all sing a song, and somebody sing someone say, it's all about me, it's all about you. No. When it comes to being a child of God, we are there to bring somebody along with us. I want to take somebody with me. I know I'm not going to recognize that person when I get up there, but I guarantee I want to make sure that person gets there. Then, as you give up your personal relationship, your comfort, then the Bible tells us that he said, what will you give in exchange for your life? If you deny yourself, what will you give in exchange for your life? The Bible tells us that our life is just a vapor, that it appears for a moment, and after that, it vanishes away. This world is not our home. Some of us may act like it's our home, but this world is not your home, church. This world has a lot of sorrow, a lot of pains, a lot of things. People can steal from you. People treat you wrong. But if you don't follow Christ, then your soul has a destination. If it were UPS or market, you'd say instead of heaven, your destination would be marked for hell. Because you haven't decided that to give up these earthly things to follow him. You know, when you have a fire at home, are you concerned about the house burning up? Or are you concerned about people in the house? I'll say that again. When you have a fire at your house, are you concerned about the house burning up or the people in the house? You want to get the people in the house out safe. Because you can always replace the house, but you can't replace the person. All right? Understand what I'm saying here? You can't replace your soul in place of earthly things. Some of us are saving up and saving up and saving up. When you die, you can't take it with you anyhow. You ever hear anybody say, well, when I die, I want to bury all my money with me? You can't take it with you. So why can't you realize that this body doesn't belong to you? This body does not belong to me. It belongs to God. And what I do in this body, I'm going to have to give accountable to God at judgment. And I'm afraid that sometimes people don't really believe that there's going to be a judgment.
That's right.
Oh, you know Sodom and Gomorrah, Noah, flood. God said it won't be water. It won't be like the days of Sodom and Gomorrah. It's going to be fire next time.
That's right.
Now, why stop taking up your cross, following Christ, if you know, I'm just going to put it like this. Why live in hell, then die and go to
Yes,
hell?
amen. Yes, Jesus. Yes. Yes,
Think about
yes.
it. Why keep living in hell?
Yes.
Then die
Yes,
and
and
go
go.
to hell?
Yes, amen.
The Bible said it's like right there. Sometimes you can see it on people's forehead. I don't care about Jesus. I'm gonna stay at home. I'm not gonna do no work. I'm gonna let everybody else do it. But let me tell you, why? Why let your soul go in hell?
Mm-hmm.
Why
Get your feet up.
not deny yourself and follow Christ? Then, I'm almost there. When you think about denying yourself, sometimes we fail to realize that denying yourself is the best thing that can ever happen. Because it can bring happiness in your life. If you walk around with your hands always closed up and not open hand, open heart, you'll be a lonely individual. If you always walk around with your hands always balled up and not caring about somebody's soul or caring about the needs of somebody else, and you're supposed to be a child of God, a disciple of God, and you keep your hands closed, that's like keeping your heart closed to God, not letting His word penetrate in your mind to do what you have to do to make sure that if you want to get to heaven, you got to do things to get there. That day, some people think, well, I come to church on Sunday morning, I come to Wednesday night Bible class, that's good enough for me. I sing during the worship service, I pray, I take my, no, it's more to it than just that. Being a disciple of Christ, you've got to deny a lot of things. And you know, some people, if you walk in the store, I'll give you an example. When you walk in the store and you're supposed to be on a diet. And you pass the cookie section, you get all this sugar, the calories, and then you got over here, you got the diet stuff, the veggie stuff, and sometimes you want to stick with the veggie, but no, you say, you know, doctor said I can't have it. I got to deny myself to do cookies. Same thing is true. I got to deny myself to keep on being a servant of sin. We've got to get to the point where when we deny ourselves, if you want a crown of righteousness, I'm not talking about a crown of self-righteousness. We got a lot of self-righteous folk. And self-righteous won't get you in heaven. Anybody here self-righteous, raise your hand. I'll turn around. Can we turn the cameras off? We got a lot of self-righteous folks think that just because they act like the Sanhedrin and the Pharisees and say, look what I've done. Beating the chest. Hey, look what I've done. No. Being a disciple of Christ, you got to do some things quietly. Because God will reward you in secret. Some people always look for that pat on the back. But sometimes that might be the wrong pat on the back.
There's
I remember the old school song, beware the pat on the back. It just might hold you back. Alright, sometimes that pat on the back might be the wrong kind of pat
They
you
can
want.
use them and actually do something with it.
You want the right kind of pat. You want God to practice and well done. Thy good and faithful servant.
Somebody else has skills like that too. They would actually put
When we talk about no cross, no crown, we need to go back to the cross. So I'm going to take us back to the cross so we know why we want to carry the cross of our own so we can get the crown. The Bible tells us that when Jesus was betrayed by Judas, they had taken him from judgment hall to judgment hall. First, he started off with the Sanhedrin, and they had asked him the question, are you the Messiah? And then, because of that, see, they didn't think nobody else could say, God. God is. I'm God. So they said, well, guess what? That's blasphemy. You want to die for that. But they couldn't do the deed. They couldn't do the dirty work. So they had to send them to Pilate. Pilate talked to him for a little while. Then he came back out and said, I don't find anything wrong with him. But I tell you what, since I am allowed to do this, we can release one person. Either this man that you call the King of the Jews or Barabbas. Now, stay with me now. After they release Barabbas, then they said, well, what do we need to do with this man that you call the King of the Jews? They shouted out, crucify. Crucify. And then the Bible says that he washed his hands. They go take him, crucify him. But you know, when we deny Christ, that's like putting him back on that cross. When we continue not to be his representative, that's like putting him back on that cross. That's like putting that crown of thorns on his head, and then that's like having 3 nails down into it. And what those 3 nails spell is 4 years. You want that crown, you got to do the same thing Jesus did. You got to carry that cross. Whatever your situation in your life is, that's your cross. You got to take that cross up on a daily basis, and you got to have a dependable person to take care of those things. Yeah, some of us may want to go to a psychiatrist because we got these problems, but let me tell you, I know the best psychiatrist in the whole world. That's Jesus Christ. He said, take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I'm meek and lowly, and my burdens are light. Why? Because I don't want to take your burdens off your hand to help you out. Because you've been carrying this cross too long. The thing is, if you haven't dedicated yourself to that daily dying, that daily carrying that cross, you need to rededicate yourself to giving yourself back to him and deny yourself. Now, we take a lot of selfies for Facebook. But why can't we just deny self? Some people I know that have their picture plastered all around the wall of their houses because they stuck on themselves. I mean, it's good having memorabilia, but still, don't get stuck on you. get stuck on Jesus. Don't get stuck on the things of this world. Get stuck on Jesus. Don't get stuck on the operation of how this world operates. Get stuck on the best operator that can help you through. So what I'm concluding to is this. If you don't do the word, there'll be no crown. If you don't do the cross, you won't get the crown. Paul said, I fought a good fight. But if you haven't fought a good fight, you can't finish that course. He said, I finished my course, and his course is laid up for me a crown of righteousness. The only person that can give you that crown of righteousness is God himself. So, if you don't carry your cross, there won't be a crown. You want that crown? The Bible tells us, if there's anybody here, Mark 12:29, hear Israel, Lord, our God is one Lord. And you believe Hebrews 11:6, without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that comes to God must believe it. His word is over. And you repent with 13:3. I tell you, said, repent, you should all like white perish. Acts 17:30. At this time, there was God wink, but now command all men everywhere to repent. If you're not a Christian, we can baptize you today. Matthew 10:32. You stand for his words and death, Jesus Christ, the Son of God, we're baptized. And we're baptized today. I know they say like even back to the song of invitation, but please stand. You understand? Please this out. If you hear and you need to rededicate yourself back to God, and you want to take up your cross and just let him help you along the way and be that Christian that God wants you to be instead of being what the world wants you to be, I want to invite you to come to do that.